Hey Flosstube, welcome to this special edition of Creative One Studio. Hey friends, thank you for joining me today. We are back from Aruba. It was a wonderful vacation. I had never been out of the States other than going to Canada, and that was even, probably, I would say probably 15 years ago. So I was a little bit apprehensive at first, but Aruba is amazing. If you ever get a chance to go, do it. It's the people that live there, the natives, they are incredibly friendly and happy that you are there. Our wait staff, it was mostly women, but they were just so friendly. You ask them questions and they will sit there and just visit with you. It was wonderful. The temperature was like 86, 87. It's a constant breeze. Aruba is not for this hair. If you go to Aruba, you want to make sure you take hats, hair clips, all the above. I mean, I had my hair pulled back and clipped as much as possible because it's just constant wind. I mean, you're on an island, right? A small island at that. But anyways, great time. Hung out at the pool, hung out at the beach, had amazing meals. We went with another couple. They have a timeshare down there. And we stayed at this villa that was very comfortable and just very relaxing, and enjoyed the island atmosphere. The music will make you move. I mean, it's just great. So yeah, it's good to be back. I leave tomorrow again for a 4-day girls trip. Rented an Airbnb, and I think there's 10 of us total. Plan on stitching and chatting and just having a good time together for the weekend. And then I'm home a week and go to Florida. So yeah, Ryan is like, you know, I pay rent on this apartment, but I seem to be at your house a lot. But yes, we're very thankful that both of our boys, you know, take care of our home and our studio while we're gone. Now that, you know, Kyle has been working with us, he keeps Etsy going. He keeps our wholesale orders going out while we're away. So yeah, it gives us more freedom, which is wonderful. So we're very grateful for that. Happy to be back. I have a new release. I'm so excited about this. So do y'all remember Santa's Delivery and how I collaborated with Chantelle of Chantelle's 141 Design Company? Her and her husband made those stands for Santa's Delivery. And I mentioned at that time that I planned on doing more of that kind of a look with different characters and different things. Different things. That's just so vague. Well, these 3, it's kind of been a long time coming because I actually wanted to release them at Market. I didn't have them ready, and Market, like I said in my latest video, that Market kind of kicked our butt, and you know, it's just been crazy with fabric releases and other deadlines going on, and then trying to fit this in the schedule. And you know, when you collaborate, you have to allow time for that person to get their part of it done and everything. So I am here to say that Chantelle and I are ready to share this with you. So this collaboration, this design is called Bunny Thieves. I really tried to think of a different name, but it really encompasses what this is all about. So I am going to insert a picture so that you can see them all together, and which is basically the cover photo. And then I will show them individually here and talk about them. So these bunnies, they're actually a family. So that first bunny that you see is the father. He has on his hat. I know it's kind of bad that he's teaching his child how to thieve food out of gardens, but that's what bunnies do, right? So he has on a little pouch. He's in charge of grabbing as many carrots as he can. And then behind him is the child. Their child is really like strawberries. So the strawberry thief is the daughter of the other two. And then the last one in line is Mama. She is behind the child because she wants to make sure that Mom and Dad don't run off and the child is left behind. She's really into raspberries, so she is the raspberry thief. So they all have a job to do when they get to the garden, and they're really good at it. The little girl, she is kind of small and the raspberries are kind of big, so she just takes one at a time, which keeps her very busy. So these are stitched on 14 count white perforated paper. You can get all 3 of these stitched on one sheet of paper. Isn't that wonderful? When you buy it, it comes in 2 sheets. So if you want to stitch some for a friend or a gift, you can do that. I pray and hope that we don't have an issue getting the white perforated paper. I heard when I was in Nashville that the black perforated paper is back in stock at Wichelt, which I have neglected to check on because I still have a standing order with them. But then someone said they're terrible at getting their back orders out. So I just need to put a bug in their ear and say, please ship my order of black perforated paper. But my understanding is that the white perforated paper is really easy to find and easy to get a hold of, that they keep that in stock continuously. So that shouldn't be a problem. So again, all 3 can be stitched on one sheet of 14 count white perforated paper. Now, when you stitch on perforated paper, you're going to stitch in every hole, okay? If you don't do that, they're not going to fit on the wood pieces. What your requirements will be for getting all 3 of them stitched is you'll need 3 Classic Colorworks hazelnut, and that is the body color of the rabbits or the bunnies, which I love that color. It's such a pretty warm brown. It's so pretty. And then there are, the rest are just 1 each. You'll have 7 DMC and 1 Weeks Dye Works. Of course, I give the DMC equivalent for hazelnut and that 1 Weeks Dye Works. So let me show you them individually. So here we have Papa. Oh, I also want to mention that if you happen to have purchased the wood pieces for Santa's delivery, you know the amazing instructions that came with it. Chantelle left no stone unturned. I mean, she is so good at writing directions, taking pictures, being very thorough at how to put these together. So if you've done those, these are basically the same. And they're so cute. They're just so stinking cute. I love them. This is the Papa with his little top hat on, his little pouch that he's carrying some carrots in. The back stitching on the carrots and on the whiskers of all 3 of the bunnies are done with 2 strands of thread, okay? And when you get your pattern, I will have like painting instructions. I didn't do a video this time because I have a video for Santa's delivery, and it's basically just painting. It's not that hard. I tell you what colors I used, you know, and how you don't even have to finish it like mine. You can make, you know, red flowers with a white base. I mean, you can paint it however you want. I'm just going to give you instructions on how I did it and in the order that I did it so that it makes it go the quickest. Now, here's what I noticed is when I painted the wood pieces black, I did it, I think, with just 1 coat of paint because there was such good coverage with the black. Now, painting these white, on the flat surface, I did 2 coats on the front and back, and on all of these pieces, 2 coats, okay? But on the edge, when Chantelle and her team, when they cut these out, it's a laser cutter, so there's a burnt edge, so it's black on the side. So all of the edges, I painted 3 coats in order to really cover that black. Then the only thing I did that I was going to say is a little tricky, but it's really not, but I wanted a yellow center to my daisy. So I tell you in the instructions that I used a circle template, and I tell you what size I use, and I just drew it on with a pencil and then painted it yellow, and I give you the yellow color I used as well. Okay, again, with how I painted them, the perforated paper just melts into the background, and that was the goal. So So when you get your wood kit, there's 2 dowels that are the same size, and then the short one is for the little bunny, for the little daughter. So here is the little girl, which actually would be like this though. And I love that she has on this adorable little sweater. She was the first one that I designed. And look how short that post is. So we made these shorter than Santa's delivery. Santa's delivery, I wanted them to be taller so that if you had a little village or something, you could have them going over top of the village. That's why those are longer. Now, when you get these, if you want them shorter, you can always cut your dowel, whatever size you want. So, you know, it's versatile. You can mix it up. You can make it your own. So here's a little close-up picture of her. And she just looks like a little baby bunny, doesn't she? I think she's precious. And then last, but of course not least, is Mama Bunny. And again, Mama is running behind her daughter just to keep an eye on her, make sure she doesn't get lost, make sure she's following the dad. I really should name these, shouldn't I? I love her little pouch. It has a little design on it and the raspberries. She lost one of those doggone raspberries, came right out of her pouch because she's running so fast. So there you go. Let me see if I can hold all 3. I know I managed to do that with the Santa's delivery. Let's see if I can do it here as well. So there you go. There are all 3 of them, and they're just so adorable. They'll be so cute on your shelf. You know, you might be thinking, "Gal, it's kind of late for Easter." Well, this is not Easter. Because at Easter time, we don't have strawberries, raspberries, and carrots in the garden, right? So these can be left out all year. That's why I wanted to make sure that they looked summery, and, you know, being that they have the fruit, definitely can be left out spring all the way through summer. So that is our new release. By the time you see this video, Chantelle will have the wood kits ready to ship, and it will be listed on her website. So I'll have a link in the description box below for that. Kevin will have stuffed patterns. All the shops will be informed that these are ready to ship. So it's going to be a go by the time you see this video. That's all I have for today. A short and sweet video. It's so good to see you. Thank you for joining me. I hope you adore these bunnies as much as I do. I will be back in a couple of weeks when we get back from Florida. I will do another Flosstube because I'm going to stitch my brains out on this girls' weekend. I am going to stitch. So I'm excited to get a lot of things done and come back and share all of that with you after our Florida trip. So thank you again for joining me today. And don't forget, create every day. Bye.